Alright, so we're going to be hiking to a waterfall. At the same time, I'm hoping to look for one very elusive salamander species that's always finding a way to elude me no matter what. Hopefully this is a day that I actually find one. It's a perfect habitat for them. So cross our fingers, hope the salamander gods are in our favor, and let's get searching. Alright, so we are in Western Mass right now. We're looking for any salamanders that live next to this waterfall. It's our state's largest waterfall, and it's pretty impressive. I got some nice shots before we see the waterfall. There's a nice little brook running down, and I decided to check out all these rocks, and I got a northern dusky salamander. This is another species I tried to find for so long. They live in the same habitat as the two-lined, so I'm pretty sure they are a lungless salamander, meaning they breathe through their skin. So handling them is best advised when you wash your hands with the water in the habitat first to clean off any pollutants. So these guys are insectivorous, meaning they'll be feeding on the small insects in this brook, the small earthworms and the stoneflies and other invertebrates like that. And how I could tell it was a dusky is, I'm not really sure the best way, but looking at its head, the two eyes are very prominent, they're poking up, and they're also incredibly fast. I flipped over a rock. At first it didn't move, and then all of a sudden it started dashing all around. So I quickly grabbed it with a bunch of mud in my hand, and thankfully I got this guy. What might eat this is probably the timber rattlesnakes live here, so probably smaller timber rattlesnakes will eat these, the small garter snakes, the bullfrogs, and maybe a ribbon snake. They got this rudder-like tail too, so that means that any predators that live down here will have a hard time catching them. So they usually prefer these areas. It could be that the mossy rocks are a great habitat for them, but I think it's the mud. This mud is very loose, and it's perfect burrowing material for these salamanders and two-lined. Since this brook is so clean, that's why they're here. Because just like any amphibian, if the brook or any body of water is polluted, there's no way there'll be any amphibians, because they're very prone to pollution. And that means whenever there's like even the slightest chance that there's like oil in the water, these guys won't be anywhere near it, because the oil will enter their skin and kill them. So yeah, and that's why these amphibians are so important to the ecosystem. They're basically a keystone species, and that means whenever there's something wrong with the environment and you don't see any amphibian, that usually means that the body of water you're exploring has been polluted. So that's about it. I'm gonna go release this guy and keep searching for any other animals. And just remember, if I can find something like this dusky salamander, imagine what you can find near you. I'll see you guys later. Yes, got a dusky.